What's going on, you guys? Today we got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about silly things, stuff and bits, this and that. Tune in. Here we go. Let's get down to it. All right, you guys, right after this message right here. Message over.
Theory just dropped.
Wow.
I heard this one from a Republican coworker, and it absolutely killed me. I'm still laughing about this. She told me that she had noticed more people walking around downtown with wheelie suitcases, so she asked her husband why. Her husband's response was that these people were illegals that had been flown to the big cities by ICE. Just like how you see on the news, that's constantly happening apparently. And these people were being dropped off with wheeling suitcases full of toiletries. And they're apparently all over the country now. How she noticed this increase in wheelie suitcases downtown, or where this idea that ICE is handing out suitcases full of toiletries to illegals came from, I have no idea, but it's insane. I do really hope, though, that the Republicans now start to get really angry about one, wheelie suitcases, and two, just about the idea that ICE is giving the illegals just a shit ton of toiletries. And they start to complain about, like, where's my toiletries? A new conspiracy theory just dropped.
No, I looked it up. It's they're not giving out suitcases, but they are giving out scooters, checks, hotels, a green card, some money, a food stamps, and a place to stay. Here we go. Your country.
I want to share this amazing profile with you. You guys should go check her out. She has a very cool, calm, collected way to deliver some really important information. And I'm going to follow along as we watch this.
I used to make fun of people that believed in things like this, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. I want to tell you guys a little bit about why I got into it and what spurred my interest in it. So I took a flight from Lisbon, Portugal, to the JFK airport in New York. A man in the row behind me had a stroke as we were flying over the Atlantic. This plane was one of the ones that had the little television screens on the back of every seat, and obviously we needed to make an emergency landing. We were all super worried for him because being halfway over the Atlantic, you have to go the rest of the way to New York. I'll show you where the JFK airport is. It's on like the bottom part of New York, and the Lisbon airport is on the bottom part of Portugal. Logically, you would think the fastest and quickest
We can't see that.
to fly from the bottom of Portugal straight to New York. Everybody on my flight was really upset because the emergency landing landed in Canada at the St. John's airport. As we were all watching it on the back of our seats, we watched a plane. We were right about here, so we watched the plane go like this and then take a sharp turn all the way up to here. And everybody was like losing their stuff because we're like, this guy needs help. Why are we flying even further? So I started researching how this could have logically made sense, and I couldn't find anything that made sense. And I just kept digging and digging and digging, and I'm going to show you what I found. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. This is the best image I could find. This is a flat Earth map. So the Lisbon airport would be right about here. St. John's would be right about here.
Of course it's not. The Earth is not flat. It's just a million times bigger and larger. If it's round, it's round. If it's square, it's square. If it's a hectagon, it's a hectagon. If it's a tetrahedron, it's a tetrahedron. This is the next clip coming up right here. All right, here we go.
Let's begin by playing a little word association. I'll say a word, and you think of the first word that comes to mind. Conspiracy.
Theory.
Theory is what most people think of. We've all been conditioned to associate the word theory with the word conspiracy, because after all, no conspiracies could possibly be true. They're all just theories, aren't they? Well, in the phrase conspiracy theory, there are two words. The first word, conspiracy. The second word is the active word, theory. By definition, a theory is a supposition, an idea, a concept, a hypothesis. Let me give you an example. In theory, if I purchase a raffle ticket, I could win a prize. Now, as long as I don't purchase a raffle ticket, my win is theoretical. But once you purchase a raffle ticket, the win is no longer a theory. It becomes a possibility. And the more raffle tickets you purchase, the more possible and eventually probable the win becomes. Such is the case with a conspiracy theory. As long as there is no evidence, it is a conspiracy theory. But once you have a piece of evidence, no matter how flimsy or circumstantial it may be, it becomes a possibility. And the more evidence that is gathered, the more possible and eventually probable the conspiracy is. You'll be looking at evidence in this documentary, and it will be up to you to decide if this is a conspiracy theory or indeed a conspiracy.
Let's go. Oh man, I thought he was going to go into it, but he didn't. Next clip.
They play right in our fucking face. And I don't believe in coincidences. No, this was released in January.
Cereal commercial
of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which used to have, it doesn't no more, I checked, that poison in it that you buy at Home Depot to eradicate rodents. It was in our cereal. But what you're about to see may disturb you because you know what it's implying. You know the intentions of this commercial. And it's not nomenclature. No. It's not simple, having fun. Because didn't the Epstein files just drop when this commercial dropped?
I didn't want to be this way. I know what I'm doing. I know how horrific it is. Do I wish I never had a bite of crunchy, swirly cinnamon toast crunch? No. Because even though it's alienated me from everything and everyone I've ever loved, whenever I taste Cinnadust, I know I'd do it all again.
Go ahead. Judge me. I know it's wrong for me to want to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, considering I'm also Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But ever since my first crunchy, swirly, Cinnadust covered bite, I can't hide who I am. And the truth is, I don't want to.
How does that make you feel? Huh? I just want to know. Can't wait to go buy a new box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Where they're eating people? But that's conspiracy, guys. They just tell us that to our face and you do nothing. No. And let me tell you, me making videos is doing nothing. To the point where I don't even know why I'm making videos. It's like me making videos about it condones it. And I'm at a moral dilemma.
No, it releases the poison. It reveals the poison. It gets it out to the masses. It gets it out to the people. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that you're eating poison for their entertainment purposes only. Doesn't understand when their teeth's falling out and the skin's falling out and they got black circles around their eyes. They're not healing up. They're a little overweight. They're a lot overweight. They don't want to do nothing. You know why you don't want to do nothing. It's not cinder blocks tied to your feet. It's out of weight, not wanting to do nothing. You're laid down. The food's got you poison for entertainment purposes only. Has nothing to do with your choices of food. No matter if you get a vegetable or a turnip or a casserole or asparagus or the heart of an artichoke. For you vegetarians, you still eat the heart out of an artichoke, wouldn't you? Huh? I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what you do. It's impossible to stay healthy. It's impossible. And when everything goes to crap for their entertainment purposes only, how long are people going to last out there running around? Do you not hunt? Can you hunt? Do you grow your own food? Good. I'm glad that I'm going to be show up to your house. You know what I'm saying? See if you got something extra for the people. You know what I'm saying? Down there. Next clip. Down here.
I want y'all to stop sleeping on these beds and couches.
I don't know how I done that. That's awesome.
Sleep outside.
Damn. How the fuck I do that? Damn. Well, that was awesome. Oh, let's start that over.
I want y'all to stop sleeping on these beds and couches because it's not natural. Sleep outside. And if you sleep outside by your car, the energy from your body will fill your gas tank up. It's called a gaseolysis transfer. Don't go try to look it up neither. I know y'all have heard this plenty of times before, but stop eating meat, especially hot wings, unless you dip it in ranch. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but we are not supposed to be brushing our teeth. Our teeth are so stop going to the grocery store and buying butter.
Excuse me.
You're wasting your time and your money. Time is not real. As a matter of fact, nobody actually knows what year it is, which means you really don't know your real age. Say, my boy. Yeah, how old are you? I'm 32. Can you prove that? How you know?
Who told you? All right, you never know what's up. These are the news conspiracies when they come out fresh.
Okay, I
right here,
have a
news to
spicy
know.
conspiracy theory for you today.
Let's have
I'm
it.
just going to start out by saying it's a lot easier to control the masses and control the narrative around something through emotional manipulation. So you'll notice if something is considered a tragedy, it's like totally taboo to ask questions about it. Case closed, that's it. So if there's people in the comments that have a problem with this or calling me insensitive for talking about this, that's fine, because if it's true, that's the desired outcome. Anyways, this is the crew of the 1986 Challenger space shuttle mission. Infamously, on January 28, 1986, the space shuttle exploded right after takeoff. The disaster was broadcast on live television to 40 million viewers. Two men, Bob Eberling and Roger Boisjolly, worked tirelessly to warn NASA about an issue with the shuttle's O-rings, making calls and warning anyone that would listen going all the way back to October the prior year. They warned that if these O-rings were used on a launch on a day that was below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, that there would be a catastrophe. But of course, no one listened. Which automatically kind of makes me think they wanted the catastrophe to happen. Roughly 80 seconds after the launch, the shuttle exploded and all 7 crew members lost their lives. This is Judy Resnick, an engineer and pilot aboard the Challenger.
Look at that smile.
In 2013, an eagle-eyed internet user found Judith Resnick,
Look at
a law
Judith.
professor at Harvard Law School. Some people were a little taken aback by the identical name,
That's the
age,
same.
and likeness, so they started digging. This is Michael J. Smith, also an engineer and
Look at that
pilot
smile.
aboard the Challenger shuttle, who passed away that fateful day in 1986 at the age of 39 years old.
Look at that smile.
This is Dr.
Bam.
Michael J. Smith, professor of engineering at the University of Wisconsin. This is Sharon Krista McAuliffe, arguably one of the most famous things about the Challenger mission.
I would say so.
She was supposedly just a teacher that was picked at random to be one of the astronauts, which made it all the more tragic when she passed away due to the Challenger disaster in 1986. This is Sharon A. McAuliffe, also a law professor who received her degree shortly after the Challenger disaster. Dick Scobie was the commander of the mission. Here's Commander Dick Scobie next to Richard Scobie, the CEO of Cows and Trees. Here's his company's original logo. It's a cow, but it's not in a tree. It's strapped to a rocket. And, gee, that jet stream kind of looks familiar. In fact,
it's a familiar jet stream.
I wasn't making it clear. The top picture is the Challenger ship shortly after exploding. So, you know, Astronauts Ronald McNair and Ellison Onizuka both passed away when the Challenger shuttle exploded. Miraculously, it was found
both tilt their heads to the left.
Twin brothers, Carl McNair and Claude Onizuka. But ancestry searches were done for both Carl and Claude, and there was no birth records found.
There's no birth records for a brother.
2 sets of identical twins and a crew of 7 are astronomical.
Astronomical.
Rest in peace to the crew of the Challenger space shuttle mission.
Rest in peace. See you next week.
They're shipping out hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of body bags all over the country.
Come on, people.
That something big is about to happen.
That was FEMA getting ready for something big. These are hundreds of thousands of plastic coffin liners. This is from an episode of Jesse Ventura Conspiracy Theories back from November of 2010. Meaning we've passed Ebola and COVID, and these should have been used if it was a real conspiracy theory.
Yeah, because they're not burying people.
So the conspiracy here was that FEMA was building concentration camps, kind of similar to what happened to Japanese Americans after Pearl Harbor in 1942, where they were forced to leave and sell their property and belongings and live in camps. Okay, these containers are called burial vaults or grave liners, and they're made by a company called Vantage Product Corp, and they just rent the area to store the liners. Okay, they're stored for people who prearrange their funerals. Usually you have to be alive to do so, okay? So they arrange their funeral, they store these liners until they're dead, they ship them out, and then they put the coffin in the liner and bury them. It helps from the coffin leaking, the ground collapsing, and there's about 50,000 of these things stored on that property, whereas Alex and Jesse said there were hundreds of thousands of these things. There's only like 50,000. And again, we have passed Ebola and COVID, and these should have been used if there was any validity to this conspiracy theory. Do better, okay?
Do better, people, or don't have a conspiracy. What's wrong with you?
You think Diddy was the first? Oh no. They've been doing this a long time. See for yourself.
Certainly. It's Elvis Presley, Mama. I'm sorry, Mama. My mama loves Elvis. That's crazy. He's the king. He married his girlfriend, but didn't have sex with her until she was 15 because he respected her. What'd he say?
Entertainment people, and I definitely don't think that he is really
The king. He thinks he's Donald Trump. That guy thinks he's Donald Trump, the fittest flat earther. He swear to God it's Donald Trump every day. He thinks that he's Madonna sometimes too. You know, it's wild. Next clip. Check it out.
Hey.
Check this out.
Hey.
This is my uncle.
Carl here. I don't know if you saw it or not, but they're saying that most of what we've been saying is true. Oh, look at that. So we're no longer conspiracy theorists. We're prognosticators. I had to look that word up. I bet you will too. But we see things, so we pay attention. We look for threads. You know, we connect the dots. Some people can't even connect the dots when they're right next to each other. Those people, they're called Democrats. Pay attention to me, Dwayne. You connect those dots. Don't you become a Democrat. Whew. Oh, this world ain't ready for a bunch of Democrats. We already got a few that's running us into hell because they can't connect the dots. Pay attention. Look for similarities. Look for things that have happened before and they'll happen again because history repeats itself. Kind of like Joe Biden. You know, that some bitch just repeats himself over and over. You know, he said he was going to go to the border. That's right. They said, oh, Joe Biden's finally going to go to the border. You know what it turns out? He went to a Mexican restaurant called On the Border. They're like, see, he didn't lie. He went to the border. Ha, ha, ha. Well, it ain't funny, Joe. We ain't laughing.
We ain't laughing, Joe.
By the way, I'll just fucking out him. Jim Carrey called me up last week. I talked to him for 5.5 hours. He's like begging me to like get a deal with Q. Like he's afraid of the fucking brackets. I'm like, and it's just like yammering on with the crap, but like not owning up or doing anything fucking meaningful. Meanwhile, just lying to everybody. Guys, you are fucking cowards. You're going down. You're gonna fucking die. That's it. You're gonna die. If you ate kids, you're gonna fucking die. You can't get over that shit. That's a death sentence. You cannot fucking live.
All right.
Illuminati. I've had people on here and they talk about the Illuminati. Do you believe in it?
Fuck no. Literally, people come on and think it's real.
Yeah.
That's the guy from Shark
so like,
Tank.
what are the other ones? There's the Illuminati, and who are the other ones?
He plays
like
basketball.
There's like other secret groups, right?
Yes. Secret societies.
Right. I'm like, I'm rich as fuck. I'm Jewish. Nobody asked me to join any of the secret societies, right? Nobody. I'm like, hello, can I at least get an invite to a cocktail party? Nobody. I'm like, okay, maybe it's me.
They figure you gonna blow the lid on the thing. Mark.
No, if it's cool. I mean, I've been to many parties. I haven't said shit, right?
Social media Illuminati. I've had people on here and they talk about the
Illuminati. I think we know what's up with that. You guys keep rolling on. Bam.
No one realized that less than 24 hours after McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczynski took a tiny bite of the Big Arc, Burger King CEO Tom Curtis immediately made 3 surprising moves that turned the moment into a massive online joke. Chris Kempczynski had filmed a promotional video for McDonald's new Big Arc burger. During the clip, he repeatedly described the burger as a product rather than food, took an unusually small bite during the taste test, and appeared stiff and uncomfortable on camera. The video quickly spread across social media. That's when Burger King CEO stepped in with 3 calculated moves. First, Tom Curtis released his own video, eating a Whopper. In the clip, he ate naturally, taking big confident bites while speaking casually to the camera. The contrast between the two videos instantly caught attention online. Second, he announced a $2 discount on Whoppers across all U.S. locations for the day. At the same time, Burger King addressed long-standing customer complaints by switching to softer, fluffier buns and improving the mayonnaise recipe, making the burger taste richer and less compressed. Finally, clips began circulating online, comparing Tom Curtis enjoying a full bite of a Whopper next to Chris Kempczynski's tiny bite of the Big Arch. The side-by-side edits quickly turned the moment into viral meme material, and Chris's small taste test became an internet punchline almost overnight.
Oh man, you're right away at Burger King now.
So you come home with your favorite burger, right? And here's
Damn,
what
should do that.
doesn't want to tell you. They don't want you eating meat. They want you to eat bugs. And forget even the veggies and the plant-based shit. They want you to eat fucking bugs. And here's why. The motherfucker that invented these, he should be shot. Yeah, you got your little fucking ketchups, and you got your little fucking mustards, and you got your salts. You got your salts, and you got your peppers, and you have little butters. You even have these little fucking butters. Now, here's what you need to do. You want some mustard? You want some, come on now, here's some mustard. And here's your ketchup? Yeah, how about some ketchup? Yeah, here's your ketchup. And then, how about a little Grey Poupon on top of it? A little bit of Grey Poupon on there. Come on. And then, here, how about some sugar in your coffee? There we go. And I'm not eating fucking bugs. You know, cicadas have been real popular this year. I'm eating my fucking burger. There we go. Time to butter my toast. Yeah, let me eat my toast. Yeah. No bugs for me. So you come home with your face.
That guy's wild.
Here's what the government doesn't want to tell you. The plant-based shit, they want you to eat fucking bugs.
For the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a robot.
None of this was my fault. They made me do those things.
It's a robot that is designed to children.
Everything is darker than you think. They're not just jokes. Everyone is involved. Just listen to how they create more.
How do you even build a child robot?
What you do is you start by building a regular robot, then you note that it continues the cycle.
It's worse when you realize who helped build us robots.
For the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child robot.
None of this was my fault. They made me do those things.
Designed to children.
Everything is darker than you think. They're not just jokes. Everyone is involved. Just listen to how they create more.
How do you even build a child robot?
What you do is you start by building a regular robot, then you note that it continues the cycle.
It's worse when you realize who helped build us robots.
For the most evil invention in the world contest,
I have nothing to say.
Let's start with words we hear all the time and never even think about. Let's start with the word entertainment. To entertain. What does that mean? To bind or hold. To bind or hold what? An audience's attention. Okay, now let's take the word Hollywood. Where does that come from? Well, Hollywood comes from the holly tree. And the ancient Druids, back in the day, used to take the holly tree, make wands to weave spells, cast spells, or channel spells. And when they needed help, they would consult the magi's or the mediums of the day. We'll cut to today. What do we have in our houses? We have these black boxes. What are they called? TVs. But if you stop and you say the word television, and when you turn on that television, what do you get? What's the first thing that pops up? A list of channels. And when you turn on those channels, what's on those channels? Programming. They are programming you. They've been programming your whole life. You don't even know it. They do it with your music. They do it with your TV. They do it with your movies. They do it with your games. They have been programming us and programming you since you were little, and you don't even know it because you don't even question it.
Damn if he ain't telling the truth, you guys. Nobody cares. They're busy with their jobs and they don't even care. Take time for yourself.
Cat food? I mean,
take time for your family.
Ignore the marshmallows.
Take
Just look at the cereal.
time. Back to the clip.
Why do Lucky Charms look like cat food? I mean, ignore the marshmallows. Just look at the cereal. Why does it look like that? Now, the official story is that somebody in the 1960s just cut up some circus peanuts and mixed them with some Cheerios. But what if there was more to the story? What if I told you they had a very expensive factory full of very expensive machinery and they didn't want to throw it away? So they said, hey, let's make a kid's cereal, but they got to disguise it, right? So they added the marshmallows to distract us. Without them, you wouldn't eat them. But your cat might.
Your cat might, though, for entertainment purposes only. All right.
Lucky Charms look like cat food.
Keep it going for you guys right here, right now. Next clip.
No, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So
Digital Lord.
Digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before on a time frame that is relevant.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is, just is.
I think we live, there's that.
It just is.
It's actually a real Chinese saying or not, but may you live in interesting times. Right. It's apparently not a good thing. But I would prefer to, personally, live in interesting times. In order to have better human AI symbiosis, we must solve the bandwidth problem. Below a certain bandwidth, we are basically just stationary to a computer. It means you can't you need an implant. And ultimately we'll need to replace like the skull, and it's going to be
ultimately we'll need to replace that.
Bizarre sci-fi stuff, and I'm not. This is certainly optional.
He thinks it's funny, dude.
That's good. Mandatory replacement of my skull would have been a problem.
Mandatory chip and brain is not what we're saying here for sure. But at a certain point, you say like, okay, in order, how many electrodes are needed in order to interface with have a whole brain interface?
I think the irony is that we told stories of God creating us, and I think the reality is that we are creating God. What do you mean?
A God type of thing, not God. You're going to open up God. And that'll happen.
Republican or you're Democrat, you're wrong! Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's two parties and only two. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top who belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group, they also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work no more. If you have socialism, Republic.
My uncle be getting crazy sometimes. I apologize.
Often asked, are there aliens among us? And I'll say that I am one. But
or you're from the future.
Nobody believes me.
Believe me. I think if anyone would know if there are aliens among us, it would be me. We have 9,000 satellites up there, and not once have we had to maneuver around an alien spaceship. Like, I don't know. Bottom line is, I think we need to assume that life and consciousness is extremely rare, and it might only be us. And if that's the case, then we need
it's only you, that's for sure.
To ensure that the light of consciousness is not extinguished. The way I view it is, the image in my mind is of a tiny candle in a vast darkness, a tiny candle of consciousness that could easily go out. And that's why it's important to make life multiplanetary, such that if there is a natural disaster or a man-made disaster on Earth, that consciousness continues. That's the purpose of SpaceX. I'm often asked,
that's the purpose.
Are there aliens among us? And I'll say that I am one.
I am an alien.
The swimming pool in the artwork bought by the Podestas actually exists. It is the subterranean swimming pool at Biltmore Mansion in Asheville, North Carolina. This was the home of multimillionaire Gloria Vanderbilt, who recently passed away at the age of 95.
Good riddance.
Here we have Gloria and her two sons, Anderson and Carter Cooper. Carter committed suicide when he was 23. Anderson is a well-known news reporter for CNN. Why does Gloria's swimming pool appear on paintings of tortured children? Is it a coincidence that the little boy so strongly reminds me of Anderson Cooper, Gloria's son? Could there be a connection between her swimming pool and the entertainment with young children for the elite, as mentioned in the infamous...
Probably. Probably. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm still on. We're still going. All right, next clip.
Check this out, it's like robots. This is a display, it's not real. That can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be real. Can't be real. That can't be real. They look like robots, look at that. Look at the one in the back. Look at Kate in the back. They're not even moving. They're not even, they're cardboard cutouts. They're like robots. They're like robots. And you bought it. You buy it. Every day. Every day. My goodness. Gracious me. Gracious me. What in the holy heck-a-moly, what? They're not even moving back there, dude. What in the world has happened here? I'm not sure I understand what I'm looking at, and I apologize if you don't either.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in, people. I love you. Comment down below. Let me know if you're subscribing. I'm 75 on the way to 100. Let's do it right here, right now. That's how we get down. Conspiracy. Tune in. News to know. See you next time. Wow.